Hey everyone, and welcome to a new episode. So today we woke up and we saw the news. We saw actually an article from Love in Dubai, and it says that Dubai has done it again with the world record. We have reached 326 billion dirhams. So imagine, from Jan till June alone, we have transacted 98,000 units. That's a 40% year-on-year growth. Now, of course, for someone like me, these numbers don't surprise me anymore. I've been in Dubai for the last 4 years and I've seen everything. I've seen the increase year on year. Now, at the same time, we saw in a different article that the correction is coming from 15 to 20%. How can we know which one is correct, right? We need to check the numbers and the transactions and the Dubai Land Department data. So, if we think about the Dubai 2040 plan, we know that the increase and doubling the population is happening, and we are already seeing it happening at the moment, right? So, for example, each year, let's say 2022 till now, each year we have been seeing 100 to 120,000 new people coming in as residents. I'm not talking about tourists, okay? Because tourists are within millions. I'm talking about residents, where people who came here, who wanted to work, right, find a job, bring their families. Now, this year alone, we are on a path to reach more than 300,000 people, just this year alone. Now, of course, guys, you cannot believe everything that you are seeing on social media. So it all comes back to the numbers. So, for example, I'm sure you have seen, the hype of real estate, especially in offline. Like you see videos of people, agents and developers and investors waiting in line to get the unit, right? And this is true, by the way. And I'm gonna tell you a story later in this video about some investors and their struggles and their behavior, if you want. Now, here's where it gets interesting, right? So, for international investors or for let's say a new investor in Dubai, that never bought anything or obtained a property here, it's kind of weird to them, and I understand, because here the big developers, they are asking them that, okay, fill in the UI, expression of interest form, and then pay a small fee, let's say anywhere between 10,000 to 50,000, in some cases a bit more, and then we will get back to you, and then we will tell you if you have a chance to obtain a unit. Okay, now this is very hard to understand for someone living outside of Dubai, but unfortunately that's how it is because of the high demand. So let me tell you a story. So I met an investor, international investor, and he has a couple of investments, right, in his own country, and he wanted to offload and then buy some new properties around the world. One of them was Dubai. So when I met him, I don't want to name the developer. When I met him, he was interested in a certain developer. They have beachfront properties, one of the best beachfront properties at the moment in 2025. So at the moment when I first met him, there was a new launch. So we spoke about it, okay, we exchanged everything, and then he was very interested. So then I told him, okay, now I need to explain to you how it goes. So let's say you are interested in a 2-bed, right? You want a 2-bed, a corner unit, a big balcony overlooking the sea, with more specifics. And for example, let's say a specific type of layout and a type of balcony and a type of floor. So after everything was done, I told them, okay, now here's the process. Now you have to pay a small fee, okay, which is refundable, by the way, so don't worry about it. If I give you something that you don't like, then we don't have to proceed, don't worry. You have to pay the small amount, small fee, and then we will get back to you within a day or two. That's it, okay, and we will give you the unit. So then he came back to me and he said, I want in this floor, I want this unit. I said, fine, I understand that, but it doesn't work like that, because at the end of the day, I mean, I'm honest, right? I'm gonna just tell him how it is. You cannot limit yourself to one unit in Dubai, because there's no chance you will get it. Because remember, in Dubai, there's a lot of bulk buyers. They buy full floors or multiple units. So we cannot go back to this person who actually bought the full floor and tell them, please make an exception and then buy the higher floor or the lower floor because we want one unit. It doesn't work like that. So I told them, let's make it this way. Let's say we want from this floor and then we go up until 5 or 6 additional floors. So we have more chance, right? He didn't. He refused. He said, I don't want it. So then at the end, we couldn't get it because it was already sold out. Fast forward a month and a half almost, there's a new launch. Not same, I mean almost the same concept, right? Different building, different shape, but like the same. So also, we came back to the same point that he wanted this one. I told him, okay, if you want me to secure this unit, I need you to pay this EOI fee right now, as we speak today. He said, no, I need to see it first, then I pay. Okay, then we have to go back to the same problem. If you don't pay, you don't have a chance, because it's about priorities, right? So it's first come, first serve. That's the problem. Same thing happened. Okay, fast forward the story. Also, we didn't get the unit. Fast forward now 2 months. There's a new launch now. As we speak, actually, we are negotiating with the developer for this property. So same thing. He said, I want to see the unit and then I will pay. So the unit that he want, okay, it was available. I told him, listen, the unit is available, but you have to make the payment right now, as we speak, like in this second. It took him maybe half an hour to do the payment because there's a problem with the limit of his bank, and then because it was a foreign currency, so we had a small problem. By the time he actually told me that I'm gonna pay now, I told him, wait, the unit is sold. Stop. Okay? Sold for a different investor. So he was so sad. I told him, that's how it is. I cannot control it. So now actually, after losing on 2 or 3 units and after seeing the appreciation that the other buildings made, he actually told me, okay, I trust you. I'm gonna pay, I'm gonna do everything, and hopefully we'll get a similar unit. So now at least we have more than a limit of 1 unit. Now we have at least 8 or 9 units. So, and by the way, just right now they're gonna release some more units like in 10 minutes. So I'm hoping by the end of shooting this video, we will get him the unit that he wants. But the moral of the story is that in Dubai, this is how it is. If you are interested in a specific project, you cannot limit yourself and you cannot say, I'm going to go to the developer, I'm going to negotiate with them, I'm going to see the best offer. By the time we are discussing, the whole tower is sold out. That's how it is. Now, you're going to tell me, how am I supposed to pay if I don't know what I'm getting? Sure, you're 100% correct. And in, let's say, a different country or a different city, I mean, yeah, you go to the developer. I mean, in most of the countries, you don't have offline projects. Let's say you have. You would go there, you would negotiate with them, you would tell them, please show me the floor plates, and then after that, show me the floor plans. Fine. How much is this 1 bed, 2 bed, 3 bed? What's the sizes? Okay. Which one do you recommend and why? Show me the views. I prefer to take this view. Okay, fine. That's how it goes, right? Here, I mean, you know, when you see that, for example, on social media, that this tower was fully sold out in 20 minutes, 1 hour, 1 day, this is actually true, because I'm one of the consultants who actually go to the events and I see everything. And also I would have checks for my investors. In the majority of the cases, I get units, but if an investor is limiting himself to only 1 unit, I would tell him from the beginning, listen, if you want, I can entertain you, I can, give them the check, but most probably you won't get it, just so you know. Now you might think, like, all those investors are putting their money and they are, interested in buying multiple units or bulk deals or full floors, okay? Why are they buying? Like, for what reason and for who? Like, what's the plan? So, guys, you have to understand something. When you see the news and when you talk about supply and demand in Dubai, it's different than any other country. First of all, in Dubai, you have the 2040 plan. And I encourage you, please go to Google, just write 2040 plan or Dubai 2040 plan, download the PDF file and skip through it. At least I want you to see the first couple of pages, right? You will see the map of Dubai. You will see the implementation of, the metros, the expansion in the water, projects like, some other projects they added it, just like, the flying taxis and the loop, but you have to see the main part of it so you understand what's going to happen. You need to understand that Dubai will be divided into 5 districts. That's very important. But when we talk about certain areas, people say it's very far. No, it's not, because it's a new city, it's a new district, and within this district you will have cities and mini cities and then communities and then projects. So you have to understand what's going on with the Dubai 2040 plan. So people who understand the plan, they understand that the money that they are putting will always have value and it will increase with time. Now, another thing, you always have to go back to the data, check the previous transactions and check how many times a specific unit was sold. Like, for example, let's say, since we are talking about beachfront, let's say you're interested in 1 bed, right? And a specific view and a specific developer. Go back first and check if they have similar project, let's say 2 or 3 years ago, and what happened with this similar unit. Was it appreciated? Was it sold one time from the developer or multiple times for also other people? So you also have to check everything before you make an informative decision. So after doing all the research and doing the studies and doing the consultation and everything, you have to know that these investors who are buying today, they are buying for people coming in from 2027 till 2030. You are not buying something off plan for using it as rent for today. It doesn't make sense. So if year by year we are increasing the population, and then we started with 100K per year, and now we're on the path to 300,000 per year. So these are the numbers. So let's say it's 200. I'm going to do an average. Let's say you have 200,000 people every year, right? That's like a million every 4 years, almost, right? So if you have a million people coming in, where would they live? So do the math, right? So that's the thing. So people, investors and smart investors, they always know that if I go in right now, I will get the softest price. I will get the best payment plan, because you know payment plan change with time. I will be the first one who enters this area, and you know with each launch the prices increase. So this is how a smart investor operates. They see what happened already before in other areas and other launches, and they implement the same strategy. And when you see someone coming in heavy, like, okay, fine, give me a full floor, give me 2 floors. They have been in the market before, they've tested it, they've seen it, so they know that you can never lose money in Dubai. But it all depends on your plan. Like, for example, you cannot expect to get, for example, let's say a studio somewhere or a one bed somewhere in Dubai, and then you would expect to reach the stars with this one bed. It doesn't make sense, because if that was the case, then all of us, we wouldn't go to these developers, the hype and everything. We would buy any studio, and we would accept to make, high, very high, appreciation, and that's it. Life is easy, right? So let me give you another example. You cannot buy a city car, a very small economic city car, and expect it to perform as a hypercar. It's not luxurious. It doesn't give you the same connections. It doesn't give you the same status. It's not the same engine, same power, and most importantly, it's not the same value. So think about it. It's the same thing for anything in the world. Like, you would get what you pay for. Simple as that. With that being said, I'm not saying you should buy the most expensive unit also and expect the word from it. You should buy wherever there's value in it. And that's why you have us as consultants to help you and to guide you through this period. Let me tell you a different story. It happened to me a lot, but I just always remember this person. So this person came to me, I've never met her, and she said, I have 2 units and off-land, still off-land, and I want you to help me sell it. So I told her, okay, can you share with me more details, like title deed, layouts, just so I can understand which projects, and I can understand if I can help you. So she sent me the title deed. When I read the name, just the name alone, before I went through the details, I said, okay, listen, I'm gonna be completely honest, those are nearly impossible to sell. And she was like, can you at least try? I said, of course I'm gonna try, but I'm being honest with you. I'm gonna try my best, but first of all, it's not the best developer. It's 2 different developers, by the way. You didn't choose the best developer. Second thing, why did you buy the most expensive one beds in each? It doesn't make sense. Second thing, why did you take the lowest floor ever? It was, both of them were on the first floor, and also on the bad view, right? It wasn't even a good view. So just explain to me. She said, I met those, a real estate company, and then I got overwhelmed. They were throwing random numbers at me. They told me, buy it today, we will take it again from you in 1 year, and then we will sell it for double. This is the best decision happening. You have to act fast because it's selling out fast. And by the way, this was like a year ago. One of those developers, they still have stock. They still have availability till now. Just so you know that, no, the demand wasn't that high. So I tried my best. We even did ads for her. I even listed it everywhere. I've talked to colleagues also. Please help me out. At least try to sell it at the original price, just to get her money back, because she couldn't afford anymore. Nothing happened. Not a single phone was received. Single phone call, sorry, was received. Listings also nothing, no response. Ads, nothing. Everyone told me it doesn't work, because why should I go buy from her, let's say this 1 bedroom, where I can go to the developer and buy from them? It doesn't make sense, right? So that's the thing. I mean, just you have to know what you're buying. I'm not saying you have to buy the most expensive, and I'm saying you have to buy the cheapest one. You have to buy and you have to put your money where the value at. Now, if someone like her comes to me and says, this is my budget, this is what I can do, if the budget doesn't make sense, or if you cannot get her something that's aligned with her plan, I would tell her simply, keep the money in the bank, put it in a savers account, and maybe you'll get 3 to 4% return. That's it. That's even safer than obtaining a property. Now, don't get me wrong, okay? I'm not a fan of banks and keeping and parking the money there and waiting for an inflation to happen. But I'm saying that if you are buying, let's say, option A, and you want the returns of option number B, they won't align anyway. It doesn't make sense, right? If you have and if your mind is set on a specific target, then we need to proceed with it. And also, something very important that people, when they see a price, let's say they saw a 1 bedroom for 2 million, they would get scared. Like, how am I supposed to pay 2 million? I don't have 2 million. Fine. Okay. First, I won't advise anyone to pay or to purchase a property if they don't have the full amount in their bank. But at the same time, you have to know that there's a payment plan, right? So whether it's, let's say, 60-40, 50-50, 60-40, 70-30, it doesn't matter. There is a payment plan. So do the calculations, right? And see if it makes sense. Now, also, you also have always the option of getting a mortgage after. Now, these are, more details. We can talk about it later. I'm just saying that when you see the number, some people expect that like we are asking them to, like, okay, this is 2 million, okay, I need 2 million now. No, you don't. That's the beauty of the buy. You have 3 years to finish the payment plan. So I'm not saying that if you have 100,000 in the bank, you can buy a property for 2 million. You need to have at least 2 million, because you never know. I mean, you have to be safe. I'm just saying that no one is forcing you to pay fully. And that's why I'm talking about offline and not secondary. And secondary, that's different. You can apply for a mortgage, you can pay it fully, and that's it. I mean, unless you have another property, you can release equity on it. And from these funds you get from the bank, you can purchase the other one. But that's a different story. Another important thing, please guys, I'm sure that a lot of you are close to their family and their friends, and you listen to every single opinion, and everyone is opinionated at our time right now, right? But for example, if let's say I'm gonna buy a car, I cannot ask a friend who doesn't have a driver's license to give me an advice on which car I should get, right? Doesn't make sense. So always go to the right person, because family stories and rumors, it doesn't help anyone. Because at the end of the day, there's two types of people. You can either be a bold person, right? Enter an investment, whether it's, I'm not talking about real estate, I'm talking about any investment. Just go in and then do the calculated risk and go in and benefit from it and get the appreciation and work on the generational wealth. Or you can sit in the corner and then see other people make it. I will leave you with only one thing. Remember how Dubai started, right? I'm talking about, let's say, 2008, 9, even 10 till now, okay? Go back to the numbers, go back to the prices, price per square foot and the value and everything, and see where it is today. And after reading the Dubai 2040 plan, you will understand where Dubai is headed, right? So you missed your first, let's say, cycle in 2010. Then you missed another cycle in 2015. Then another one post-COVID. And this is where a lot of people made a lot of money. So don't miss your chance in 2025, because these prices that we are seeing right now, it will never happen. The flexible payment plan, it will never happen. And we saw some developers, by the way, who started with a 50%, like 50 during construction and 50 on handover. Now they switched to 60 and now they're 70. And they will keep on increasing and making the payment plan more aggressive until they reach 90-10 or 80-20. So benefit from it. You are still at the lowest price per square foot if you compare it to other major cities in the world. You can find all my information in the description below. So contact me today and we can talk more about it.